I was talking so much, but I feel like I spoke to somebody. Did I not speak to somebody? Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shai. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe if you want to see more. Today we're going to talk about 5 things you need to know before you start college. So these are 5 things that I've learned. I'm about to be a senior in college now, so I kind of try to, you know, let you learn from the mistakes that I made by coming up with 5 tips that I wish that I probably knew before I went to college. If you want to see or you want to hear the 5 things you need to know before going into college, make sure you keep watching. Okay, so the first tip that I have, or the first thing you need to know, is that college is not, I repeat, college is not like high school. Like, you think that you can use the techniques that you learned in high school as you're going into college, but you're going to surely see or soon see that the tips that you used back then is not going to work now. You have to change your study habits, you have to change your sleeping schedule, you have to change how you do your homework, how you write your papers, how you take tests. Everybody doesn't have to do this, but if you know that you go into college and you see it's a little bit different, you have to be able to adapt to the situation. So I would say the first thing you need to know is that college is not going to be like high school, and that if you see a tough situation or you see that something isn't going right, then you have to kind of adjust yourself to what that situation entails. The next tip that I have is don't try to finesse by cramming. That was one thing that I wish I would have known. I am known to procrastinate. Like, I can get the thing done, but I'm gonna wait until the very last second. Okay, not the very last second, but like, I'm gonna wait as long as I can to actually do it, because I just get so sidetracked. I think, oh, I can do this assignment first, oh, I gotta go to work, oh, I gotta watch this new TV show because I've been doing work this whole week. So I always think that I can like push it back. But one of the tips that I have here is that when you take notes for class, when you go back to your room, read over the notes. If you take notes that same day, go back to your room, reread over the notes, and don't do it again until 2 to 3 days afterwards. Some people may say do it every single day, but studies have shown that if you spread out your study time, then it'll help you remember it better. So you're going back to the information after you kind of lost a little bit already. So it helps to spread it out. Spread out your studying time to reduce cramming. So each day, not each day, but like I said, every 3 days or every 5 days, make sure that you study a reasonable amount of time. Don't sit there for 3 hours trying to study a material. Maybe spend 30 minutes here, an hour here, but never sit down for 5 hours, 3 hours trying to study for something, because your brain works by doing things in shorter increments of time. Plan your study times and homework after syllabus week. Don't come into college thinking you're gonna have a planner. Oh, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna do all this stuff, and then you think that's gonna work after you see your syllabus and all that stuff. Wait till you have the syllabus. Look at when the test is, look at when the homework is due, look when you have lab, look when you have to, you know, do something for the class before you start planning out your schedule. I would suggest maybe waiting 2 weeks, because then you have your syllabi, and then you have, maybe if you work, you have your work schedule, you'll have your club organization meeting times, so then you can factor in every single thing. You know your routine for going to the dining hall a little bit better. You probably won't get that down until maybe 3 weeks, maybe even a month, because you're trying to find your friends, you're trying to see what group you're gonna eat with here or there, so you probably don't know that schedule right then and there. So I would suggest waiting to fill out your planner and all that stuff at least 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks. Maybe 2 weeks is good, because you might start getting homework and stuff after 3 weeks. But just don't try to do it in the summer. Wait till after you get all of that stuff. study with the group and ask each other questions. So this has to do with not cramming and trying to finesse the system. Don't study by yourself. I normally study by myself, but I learned in some of my psych classes that I couldn't do that because it's all about memory. So if I study with the group, they can ask me questions about the material, I can ask them questions about the material, and then in that situation I'm generating questions as well as generating answers. That way my brain can start to remember the information better. If you produce it, your brain is more likely to remember it. That's why if you're taking notes, make sure to read it out loud or read it to yourself. That way your brain is hearing the words or you're mouthing the words, so in some form you're generating the information yourself and not just reading it, highlighting it, underlining it. You're not really changing the information in a sense. You're not really connecting the information to yourself in any way. So it's better that you generate questions, generate answers with another person. You can even gain their perspective on the topic to give you more insight on what you need to know for the test. The next tip that I have is to go to office hours. Office hours seem like they're not important outside of science and math courses, but they are actually even more important for courses like psychology and business, because you're probably looking into going into graduate school, you're probably looking at internships. So if you have these professors, in the back of your mind, they can write these letter recommendations for you because they know you. So when you go to office hours, introduce yourself. Simply say, oh, I'm from here, I went to this high school, I took your class because of this, and just start introducing yourself so that they know more about you and your story. You can ask questions about the test. What do they expect from your essays? One thing that I did for a class is I went to office hours each time before I had a paper, and I would tell them what topic I chose to do or what topics I was thinking about doing. I would send them drafts. I would ask them questions like, hey, does this quote work with this? And it may seem like you're doing a lot, but honestly, professors will appreciate the work that you're putting in the class. So when they get that final paper, they will see all the work that has went into it. And another thing is, if you're sick or if you're, I'm gonna just say it, not prepared for the test or the essay, if they know you, they know your story, they know that you're engaged in the class, and they see that, if you ask them for an extension or you ask them to move it, they are more likely to move it. I'm telling you, I am a walking testimony right here. I make sure that I know my professors know me. So if I'm in a hard situation, college is hard, anxiety happens, stress happens. So if they see who you are, then they're more likely to give you an extension. Okay, I'm not gonna make any promises, but I'm gonna let you know from personal experience, it has worked for me. Go to exam review sessions. That's another way to get your face out there. They're seeing that you're putting in the work. Even after the test, look at the answers. What were the answers? Which ones you got wrong? Go to their office hours and say, hey, why did I get this essay part of the test wrong? Can you explain it to me? They're seeing that you're putting in this work. You're putting in this work to do better in the class so that you can get the best grade possible. If they see you putting in work and you need to move that B- to a B, or you need to move that A- to an A, they are more likely to do it because they are seeing the work that you're putting into this class. Another tip that I had, this is number 4 actually, I know I'm all over the place, but this is to study abroad if you can. A lot of people don't get the chance to study abroad. Maybe it's their university, their college, the way that it's set up. It may be your major that, don't have a lot of classes offered for study abroad. But I will say, if you know that you can take 2 classes, 3 classes while you're abroad, I will suggest that you do it, because honestly, I did a video about it. I'll link it up here in the cards. It will be the best experience of your life. There is no other way I can explain it. I can't go more into depth with it unless you want a separate video, but I promise you it will be the best experience of your life. You're able to grow. You're able to become more independent. You meet friends that you live with while you're away in this new country, this new setting. So you're able to develop stronger friendships, stronger bonds. That happened to me while I was abroad. But I would say, if you have the option to go abroad, I would say do it. There are a lot of people that are not in the same situation that you are and wish that they could even go to college, they could even get out of the country. So if you have a chance to do it, I say why not. because I think you won't regret it. That's just my, that's my opinion. The last thing that I have is to be yourself. This is the 5th thing you need to know. You need to know before you go to college. You have to be yourself. Don't go into college. Some people do. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. Some people go into college thinking I'm gonna be a new person, I have a fresh start, and that's great. You do have a fresh start. You can't invent yourself when you go to college, but don't invent yourself in a negative way. Don't go in thinking I'm gonna change everything that I am and try to fit in with, different people. No, know who you are, know yourself, and know what you're capable of. Make sure you continue to be yourself, because when you start making friends, you're gonna know that they're genuine because they see who you are, the true genuine person that you are. Go to clubs that you like. Find organizations that you know that you will support, because the people in those clubs and in those organizations are more likely to be compatible with you because you guys share the same interests. So if you have a hard time finding friends in college, look to your classmates, because your classmates, if it's not like a required class, they're gonna be in the same majors. You guys chose this major for a reason. You have to be compatible at least a little bit, to like put your foot in the door to make friends. So I would say that's a really good suggestion on how to make friends in college, is to look at the clubs, look at the organizations, look at your classes, even the people you work with. I have a really great friend that I met just because I work with her. So that's a really good way to make friends quick. Another tip, this is not even in the top 5. I don't know how many tips I have at this point, but I will say, when you make these friends, be very, try to discern everything. Like in my case, I ask for discernment. Is this person for me? Is this person for me? Is it not for me? Are they not for me? Because you think that you probably made that friend, but you don't know how it's going to end up in the future. But I would say look at everything positive. Don't go in there, oh, they might not be my friend later. But just make sure you're looking at the red flags. If you probably get what I'm saying as I'm saying this, but make sure that you look out for the red flags when you are making friends, because honestly, they say that your friends in college will be your friends for the rest of your lives, but sometimes you make friends and you lose friends. Just stay positive and know that you're gonna do great in college. I don't know everybody who's watching this, but I know that everybody is capable of doing something if they put their mind to it and they come into it positively. I just wish everybody luck who's watching this video. If you feel afraid starting college, just know that I'm about to do it. My mom has done it. My aunt has done it. There have been multiple people that have graduated and are successful. So if you want to be a part of that group of people, just stay positive, keep pushing. It's gonna be hard. You might have a little bit of anxiety, you might get stressed out a little bit, but know that you can keep going and that you can do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope these 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 tips helped you for what you need to know before you go to college. And I just hope that you comment down below, thumbs up this video, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos. I might do a part 2 to this video. But just comment down below any questions that you may have. I will answer all of them. I'll probably even do a question and answer if I get enough questions. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!